Hi guys, today topic is what happens when metals react with water. Okay, when metals react with water, what is going to happen? We are going to see that one. So I'm taking one beaker. Inside the beaker I'm pouring the cold water. And I'm going to insert any metal inside of this beaker. Okay. Now what I'm going to check means metal is going to react with water. In which water? Cold water I am checking. Okay. Any metal I am inserting in the beaker with cold water. I am going to see the reaction. What is going to happen between this metal and this cold water. I am checking whether the metal is reacting with this cold water. Anything happen like that I am checking. If suppose the metal is not reacting with cold water means I am going to check with hot water. In another beaker I am taking some hot water and I am inserting some metal and I am checking whether that metal is reacting with hot water or not. Suppose in these two water the metal is not reacting means I am going to check with steam. Next one is steam. Steam I am going to check whether the metal is going to react or not. So I am taking one apparatus. Here the burner is here. And with the help of the ion stand, I am keeping here one test tube. Here I am going to keep one wool which was dipped in water, and here I am going to keep the metal. When I am burning this, the steam came out and I am passing that steam into water. In one beaker I am just pouring some water. Inside I am keeping one test tube. What is going to came out means hydrogen gas will came out. So from this reaction what we are observing means, and this test tube is standing with the help of the ion stand. Again I will repeat. Here burner is here. With the help of the ion stand I am keeping here one test tube. Inside the test tube this wool is present, water soaked wool. This wool is dipped in water and I am keeping here one metal. Okay. Now I am going to check what is going to happen. When I am burning this this metal, hydrogen gas came out. Okay, when I am burning along with steam, hydrogen gas came out through this test tube. Okay, so from this reaction what we are observing means when metal is reacting with water, hydrogen gas will be produced. Okay, now we are going to write that through an equation. Metal we are taking here. Some metal are dissolved in cold water or some other metal will dissolve in hot water. Otherwise the metal will dissolve in steam. So okay, so the metal is reacting with water and it is giving which gas came out? Hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas came out plus metal oxide is produced. What means? Metal oxide will be produced, and this metal oxide is going to dissolve in water. Again this metal oxide is going to dissolve in water to form metal hydroxide. Metal hydroxide. Metal is dissolved in water and it is producing metal oxide plus hydrogen gas. Again this metal oxide is dissolved in water to give metal hydroxide. We are going to see the derivation. I said some metals are dissolved in cold water. For that example is potassium and sodium. These two will dissolve in cold water. Sodium and potassium react with cold water vigorously. Okay, when these two is dissolving in cold water, the heat energy outcomes note that hydrogen gas, that one will absorb the fire easily. It catches the fire easily. So we have to do that reaction very carefully. When this sodium and potassium is reacting with water, the reaction will happen very vigorously and it is more violent. These two will catches fire immediately. Now we are going to see the equation for that. Sodium I am taking plus water molecule. When these two is reacting with each other, I said what? Metal is reacting with water, what will come? Metal oxide and hydrogen. So what metal oxide here came? Potassium metal I am taking. So potassium hydroxide will come. Plus hydrogen gas will outcome. Plus heat energy also. It will catch us the fire. So that reaction is very violently having. And next one is sodium metal I am taking. So 2Na plus 2H2O, which gives 2NaOH plus hydrogen gas. Next one is calcium. Calcium is going to react with water. When calcium is reacting with water, and this reaction is less violent, because in this reaction also heat energy will outcomes. In this reaction also heat energy will outcomes. But this heat energy is not sufficient to catch us fire. This is not sufficient. So this calcium will float it on the water. Calcium is reacting with water and it is forming calcium hydroxide CaOH2 plus hydrogen gas evolved plus heat energy also outcomes. But when comparing with that previous reaction what happened? When sodium and potassium is reacting with water, and that reaction is more violent, it catches fire easily. But here calcium is reacting with water, the same heat energy outcomes, but it is not sufficient to catch us the fire. This calcium is floating on the water, and it is forming calcium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas evolved. Now next metal we are going to see about magnesium. Magnesium does not react with cold water. Magnesium does not react with cold water, but it will react with hot water. It reacts with hot water to give magnesium hydroxide. It will give magnesium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. Now we are going to see about some other metals. For example, aluminium. Aluminium, zinc and iron. These three metals does not react with cold water or hot water. This two water does not affect these metals, but these metals will react with steam and it will give metal oxide. Okay, plus hydrogen gas will be evolved. For example, you can see iron. When iron surface is absorbing the steam which is present in air, then the iron becomes corrode. You know about corrosion, okay? This iron will react with steam and it formed as the iron oxide. So aluminium and zinc ion is reacting with steam, not with cold water or hot water. For that we are going to see the equation. I am taking aluminium. Aluminium is reacting with steam. Aluminium oxide will come. What is the formula for aluminium oxide? What is the formula for aluminium oxide? Al2O3 plus hydrogen gas will evolve. Now check this reaction is balanced or not. 6 hydrogen, here also 6 hydrogen, 2 Al, 2 Al and 3 oxygen molecule, and here also 3 oxygen molecule. So totally this is a balanced equation. So aluminium is reacting with water and it is giving aluminium oxide. Like that we are going to check for iron. Iron is going to react with water molecule, which means steam, and it is giving iron oxide. Fe3O4, black color oxide, plus hydrogen gas is evolved. Now check this reaction is balanced or not. 3Fe, 4 to 8 hydrogen, here also 8 hydrogen, and 4 oxygen, 4 oxygen. So it is a balanced equation. Some other metals like lead, copper, silver, gold, and these metals does not react with water. Whether it in it is a cold water or hot water, otherwise it is in the form of steam, does not react with any of this. Lead, copper, silver, gold. So we know we are putting chain and all. When dissolving it in hot water or cold water or in steam, it doesn't dissolve. Like that silver also, like that copper and lead also. So some of the metals only dissolve in water, some of them are not.